let's solve this lovely problem here on the board. We have that if 8 raised to the power of 1 plus sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of 1 minus cos square x equals 72, we should determine the value of x. We can see that it has a trigonometric function, sine and cos. And from there, we know the relation. First of all, let's give the solution of this problem. So, we are given the solution of 1 plus sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of 1 minus cos square x equals 72. So, from here, we know the relation between sine and cos. That is sine square x plus cos square x equals 1. This is a trigonometric relationship between sine of an angle and the cos of an angle too. So from here we can make cos square x the subject of the relation. We can still make sine square x the subject of the formula. So let's determine that of cos square x. Let's transpose. So if we make cos square x the subject of the formula here, it will be cos square x equals, we'll take the sine square x from the left hand side to the right hand side, and we already have 1 on the right hand side, so it will be 1 minus sine square x. So this is our first relationship. So from here, we can now substitute the value of cos square x into the initial equation. So if we put equation 1 in the general equation, that is 8 raised to the power of 1 plus sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of 1 minus, bring the bracket, 1 minus sine square x equals 72. So from here we can clear the fraction of the index or the exponent of 8 here. So if we do so, we have 8 raised to the power of 1 plus sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of 1. So if we clear this bracket here, we have minus multiplying each and every term in the bracket here. That will be minus 1. And when the minus sign multiplies minus sine square x, it becomes plus sine square x equals 72. So we now have 8 raised to the power of 1 plus sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of 1 minus 1 plus sine square x equals 72. So the 1 minus 1 is 0. So that has been eliminated, and what is left is 8 raised to the power of 1 plus sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of sine square x. Sine square x equals 72. So from here we can apply the law of indices, the law of multiplication, that states that if we have a raised to the power of m plus n is the same thing as a raised to the power of m times a raised to the power of n. So let's apply that rule for 8 raised to the power of 1 plus sine square x. So if we apply that rule, that is, we are bringing it from this form to this form. So it will be 8 multiplying 8 raised to the power of sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of sine square x equals 72. So from here we see that 8 raised to the power of sine square x is common, and when we add 8 times of 8 raised to the power of sine square x plus 8 raised to the power of sine square x, we must have 72. So let 8 raised to the power of sine square x equals p. Let's make it to be equal to p. So we substitute 8 multiplying p, because that is where sine square x was, plus p equals 72. So we bring out the common variable there, which is p, and it will be p multiplying 8 plus 1 equals 72, and 8 plus 1 equals 9. That is 9p equals 72. So now we can divide through by the coefficient of p, and the coefficient of p here is 9. We divide through by 9, and p equals 8. So we have determined the value of p, that is equals 8 raised to the power of sine square x. So since 8 raised to the power of sine square x equals p, that means 8 raised to the power of sine square x equals 8, because p is the same thing as 8. So from here we can apply the law of indices by equating the exponent or the index. And if we equate the index, we have 8 raised to the power of sine square x equals 1. So from here we can find the square root of both sides, that is positive or negative root 1. So sine x equals positive 1 or negative 1. That is to say that sine x equals 1, which is the same thing as positive 1, or sine x equals negative 1. So from here we can take the sine inverse of the first equation here. And if we take the sine inverse of both sides, we have x equals sine inverse or arc sine x, or x equals the sine inverse of negative 1. So we know, it's 1. We know that the inverse sine of 1 is 90, because if we do sine 90, what we'll have is 1. So this is 90, and for the sine inverse of negative 1 is minus 90. Therefore, the value of x which will satisfy this equation is 90 or negative 90. So we can keep the value of x in a paired form, that is x equals 90 or negative